What is up, YouTube? We are live for New York session. It is July 21st, 2026, and we are on MNQ NASDAQ 100 Micro Futures. So, this is week 2. I am 50K funded. The account is up $710. We need to get the account to buffer $2,100 buffer before we can withdraw with Apex funded, and max withdraw is 1,500. So we want to cap this account at 3,600 for a $1,500 withdrawal, max withdrawal payout. That's the goal as a funded trader, is to consistently execute my plan to get consistent payouts. Today, I also have 6 new evals. Apex was doing a promo, as they always do, and they had a 5-pack of the 50K accounts with intraday drawdown, with no activation fee for $245. So I got that, and then I got a 50K take profit trader account, and they had a no fee 40% off promo. So it was normal price 170. I got it for 102, and that is a monthly recurring. And so take profit trader has, once you're funded, no consistency and daily payouts. Apex, the benefit of using Apex Trader is you're able to get 20 accounts. So I want to do 20 50K accounts. That would be $1 million funded. So that's the purpose of Apex, because they do have 50% consistency with the buffer and the max payout, the payout cap. Take profit trader, I don't think they have a payout cap from when I was reviewing it earlier. And so that's the purpose for that one anomaly of an account. So 1 funded Apex, 5 Apex evals with no activation fee, intraday, meaning if I go up 500, then my buffer moves up 500. So, nothing crazy. We're trading 1-to-1, so I'm not too worried about that. Trying to stay consistent. Last week would have been an amazing week with those 4 evals I had, but just bad psychology and not sticking to my plan. So this week, just trying to stay consistent, stick to the plan, and execute. Spent the day reviewing, or the morning, I should say, reviewing. Put this on Do Not Disturb. Thought I had it. Okay. Do Not Disturb. Alright, so as you can see, my chart is fully marked up with the current session developing profile. Hold on one moment. Alright, it's just getting a bit warm in here. I had to turn the AC on. Alright, so it is 9:58. I'm just going to take a glance at the high time frame. This is the weekly. As we can see, it looks like we're forming the upper wick for potential continuation to the downside. Who knows? But we're at the bottom of this high volume node over here, and we have thin volume under there until we get back to a retest area. So we could potentially be looking at some huge sells as far as the weekly looks. Back on the daily from last week, we can see on the daily, as we have over here, that we did break out of this wedge that price was forming. just building value over here. And again, we're at the bottom of this high volume node with thin volume below until we hit some more volume in this retest area, potentially to continue further longs. So this is looking even more bearish to me. Let me see. Okay. I was looking for my box, but I turned it off so it wouldn't appear over here. So yeah, daily bullish balance. Let's double check. Ooh, equal low. So this opened 28751.25. Alright, yeah, we broke lower. So this low broke below this low with the body, not the wick. This lowest point was 28764.75. 764.75. Yeah, this went 747.5 and then 751. Yep, so we have a new low on the daily. So we're bearish on the daily in this little range here. These three candles have our bearish range. Alright, going down to the 4 hour. That was a bearish, I'd say bearish pullback on the daily. Hour. Alright, we're bearish everywhere. Yeah, we're still in this 4-hour range. Pull back to the 200 and the trend line. Yep, we're looking for sells today. And that's what I got for high time frame. So weekly, daily, 4-hour, we are bearish on NASDAQ. Coming back to the 1-minute chart, all my levels are marked up. We have previous day, value high, POC, value low. Overnight, value low, overlapping with previous day, value low. And right now, we also have previous week up here. Previous week, so we're below previous week. We're bearish. Dancing on the 200 moving average. Alright, we can't break. We're resisting, so it is 10:02, about to be 10:03. And we can see from the developing profile, we have a high volume node developing right above the 200 moving average, resisting the overnight POC. Well, that was a good trade right there. So yeah, that would have been the move. Alright, so what do we want? I want it to come back So if it comes back to this POC, I gotta connect my accounts. I'm tripping. I gotta set up my copy trade. Alright, I'll be risking $250 on my funded account. And for the evals, we're going to 3x that. So 750 risk on the evals. Alright, and we're waiting for A plus setup with Stack Confluence. Alright, there we go. We have set it all up. We are connected. Alright. Nice rejection on the value low, developing profile value low. I would stop loss there. TP there. So yeah, I'm gonna put that limit there, and we'll see. Cause what I'm seeing is we're bearish on the higher time frame, and we can see here price at the open shot up to overnight value high, came back down through overnight POC, bounced on the 200 moving average. And as the current session profile was developing, we can see this high volume node develop right on current session POC and overnight POC. And we have value high up here failing to be broken, and we've broken down lower below POC. I'm willing to take that for a short and hold it to the previous day value high. So let's see what it do. And yeah, if it breaks below this value low, that's only one confirmation, so I'm not too sure I would sell it from there, but I'm definitely going to sell it from here. 10:07. Alright, yeah, it did tap the low of our box where the moving average, 200 moving average was, but I really want to get it at the POC. Current session POC, overnight POC, and current session value high with the high volume node. Alright, we're breaking below value area low. Might not come back up there. Alright, now if this had been the entry, this might have been, yeah, as we can see. Hmm. Alright, it's coming back. I got the limit order in, and we're gonna trust the setup. I do believe we can continue lower, so hopefully it goes a bit more than the edge of this node, Cause that's a pretty big stop loss. Yeah, that's 180 tick stop. Hmm. Did I miss entry second time in a row? What's going on? Yep. Oh my goodness. So that 200 is holding strong. Wow. So two in a row. What is going on? It's kind of frustrating. Because if it taps this previous day value high again, so two times, two moves below. Yep. If it doesn't break this, mm, yeah, that was pretty much a 1-to-1. 1 to 1.5. Yeah, that's the setup I'm looking for. So we're gonna stay strong because I do believe it'll break previous day value high. So we're in it. We're live. We're active. Overnight POC overlapped with value area high of the current session. Let's see if we gain enough momentum to drop down and break through previous day value high. Otherwise, it's probably going to break up through this current session value area high. Even though I am bearish for the day. Who knows what'll happen? Because I sure as hell don't. But, yeah. Had I been quicker, we'd be out the market already on this first trade. But I was struggling with connecting my chart to the OBS. That's why I got here late. I got to do more back testing before I would trust an entry off the moving average like this. So after more back testing, maybe I could use it like a level. Alright, looks like the high volume node held at overnight POC with the developing profile value area high. Looks like we held. Let's see if this grabbed enough liquidity, gained enough momentum to break through previous day value area high. If so, we're done for today. So we're currently at 1-to-1, $250 risk on the eval with 3x risk on, $250 risk on the funded with 3x risk on the evals being 750. So this is a 2.74. So we can be very close to passing on the evals if this goes through. Hopefully this high volume node holds and we gain momentum to the downside. I'm gonna keep watching. So yeah, that was my A plus setup. Um, I guess you could say I missed first entry at 10:02, and it did what it did, and then it came back round two, gave a 1-to-1, and reversed up to the overnight value high. Overall, still bearish. It's very thin volume in this area, so we could potentially continue rotation down. We'll see. I reduced the risk on the evals to 1-to-1, so I am able to still take one more trade on my funded. If it's a loss, I only take 2 losses in a row, so that would be to plan, and I do have margin. So I'm gonna see, be patient, and wait to see, because current session has created a D profile, and POC hasn't moved. This area is still valid, so maybe it just had to push up, grab some liquidity that was up here to continue to move down. As you see, it rejected twice here, almost went down, came back up. So, but as we can see, this profile is D-shaped, so this is a fadeable profile. We'll see, and just wait patiently. Have about another 26 minutes. honestly, this looks like the move. Price pushed above current session value area high and can potentially hold, so I'm going to take it for a break and retest of the buy. Put it right there. So we'll see if it wants to continue up. Yeah, it looks like it's holding above here. So if it dips down, let's see if it taps me in. Is it gonna tap me in? Ooh, not the one tick. Damn. Alright, we're in. Got good reaction from the high volume node. I can take that, the volume kind of evened out. So yeah, we're going for overnight value high. Currently 1-to-1. Break even, no loss. We're at 1-to-1, so I'm gonna see if I could trail this, honestly. Let's see how much I could trail this. Alright, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Trailing this. Ooh, yes. I like it. I like it. So this will not be a recovery on the evals as I lowered the risk because my daily loss limit is 1,000. So $750 for the first trade risk, 250 for the second trade risk for my daily loss limit of 1,000. We were able to. We are above break even. We're at about 0.5 R on the funded, trying to trail this up to previous week value low. We have a big wick right there, so we might be getting exhausted. Ooh, one tick tickle. Alright, so up $93 on the funded, so I was able to recover the loss plus a little, and then able to reduce the eval risk by 1 R. So that was a good trade. Right there. Yep. So another break-even day on the funded. You think we got another bounce in it? You think it has another bounce in it? Because I can take one more trade. Nice. Nice push. Alright, might be done for the day. Kinda sucks that I missed that first entry at 10:02 to 10:10, and I'd have been done right there. Got to pull back to the 200 moving average twice for TP, and then I entered on the mirror of this, and it took me out after going to 1-1. And then we pushed above value area, the current session value area high, danced along overnight value area high. I felt since it was holding at that time, value area, current session value area high was like down here. This area was holding. I felt comfortable to take a buy with the support of this high confluence area. And I probably could have pulled the risk up to POC, honestly. And that would have been a 2 hour trade, so that's probably what I should have did, but I had it at the bottom of the node. It is what it is. But a good trading day overall. So 2 for 1 as far as the trade ideas play it out. The risk management situation, that's just a prop firm thing. So the way I manage the evals, that's just a prop firm thing. But the funded is what I want to make sure I am properly trading. So yeah, not too bad. I mean, yeah, sucks I missed this and ended up with this. But was able to recover. So as far as the eval goes, was able to recover, and so chance for real money payout is still alive and kicking. So, all right, that's it for me today. I'm not going to be taking any more trades. It's currently 10:50. I don't really see any more confluence areas. Like, I guess you could say that's a high volume node. Yeah, I'm done for the day. Let me get my screenshot. I was just talking with my mic up. Oh, it's so frustrating. Alright. So yeah, I was just taking screenshots for my journal, adjusting the current session volume profile to show what I saw at time of entry. Trading takes time, it takes consistency, it takes discipline, diligence. It is a skill that needs to be learned. Um, it hurts, it can be painful, greed sucks, but it is highly rewarding. Trading is highly rewarding when you build the skill, the freedom. Like I said, had I entered at 10:02, I would have been out at 10:10, and that's 8 minutes. I would have made $250 on my funded. That would have been 3x on the evals, just trying to pass the evals to get them into the funded stage, right? So we're only really considering the funded as potential money in pocket, right? So yeah, it sucks I didn't get that entry, but glad that I'm glad that I did not FOMO in at the edge of the node, the tap at the edge of the node with the 200 moving average. As I mentioned earlier, I have not backtested enough to take the 200 moving average as a level like I would a value area, high, low, or POC. Um, so I'm glad I held strong even at the second tap, even though they both went where they were supposed to go. It's just the principle of the matter. You don't want to get comfortable with bad procedure. You don't want to get comfortable with doing the wrong thing and getting the right result. So I'm glad I held strong at this entry point, considering we have current session POC, overnight POC, and at the time of entry we had current session value area high, all with a high volume node. So this was the more high probable trade than these two. It did give me a 1-to-1 and then it reversed. But ultimately, I am glad that I waited for the entry and I didn't move my stop loss and I waited for the trade to play out. So that is a success to me, win or loss. I was going to be done because the evals were, exhausted, but the evals only had $1,000 daily loss limit, $2,000 total loss limit. Did 750. For the first trade, it's an eval, trying to pass the eval, not trying to be wallowing in an eval for weeks, right? So we trade proper on the funded because that's potential real money in my pocket, but the evals, we want to get through the evals. That's why I 3x the risk, right? So regardless of that, I'm just glad I stuck to my plan. I wasn't fiddling and moving things out around. I didn't FOMO sell into this. I waited patiently. I saw these wicks holding the level, and I decided to go in. I was thinking sell if it comes back down here, but that would be a lot of movement, and so I figured we broke above here, we held above here for a while. It looks like it wanted to stay above here, so I took it for the buy entry. Current session value high was like right around this area, so the wicks were like they were trying to wick the current session value area high, which is why I felt comfortable with taking the buy at the edge of the high volume node where it tapped into the overnight POC. Now, where I could have done better on this, I did my stop loss at the edge of the node. Could have done better with pulling the stop in at POC, as this was a value area high breakaway trade. So value area high breakaway, should have had my stop loss at the POC risk, and this would have been 2R trade at least. I was able to trade it up, trail it. I was able to trail it up to here in this candle. All right, so that's a success. Review it to get better and learn, but just trying to be consistent and consistently show up and stick to the plan. So 2 more trading days this week. This is day 1. End of the day break even. That's kind of frustrating, but I'm glad I followed my rules and no risk of ruin today. All right. Thank you for joining me.